Okay, we're going to talk about book number 3. I'm making some chili. I got friends coming around tomorrow night, so I thought it'd be really nice to make some chili. So let me turn it off just now. And then I will eventually have my porridge. I've already had a cup of tea, so we're fine. So I just want to talk about the books that were very influential to me, in the hope that you might also find them really useful, and therefore they might do some kind of shift in your brain, which is what they definitely did to me. So we talked about 7 Habits of Highly Effective People with Stephen Covey, amazing book. It was like my Bible in the first 5 years of my business. We've talked about the classic Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And then there's a title called Think and Grow Rich, which I'm not trying to be rude, but I thought it was a terrible title. And I was very put off by the title because I want property for stability, not necessarily for being rich. I mean, being rich doesn't mean anything to me. Being stable and secure and able to support my family means the world to me. However, it's by Benjamin Hill, and it was written, I think, in the 1920s. The story goes, he was commissioned by Andrew Carnegie to really analyse what makes people successful and then put it into a book. And so because of Andrew Carnegie's connections, this is my memory, guys, so please correct me in the comments below. Because of Andrew Carnegie's connections, he was then introduced to a whole bunch of people who were successful, and he then wrote this book very much out of his study of people who'd been really rather successful. And when I eventually came to it, because so many people had recommended it, I thought, okay, I better, all right. I thought it was the most amazing book. So I think it was written 1920s, 1930s, something like that. So the type, small, and all the rest of it. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I found it was an absolutely fantastic book. And again, it helped change my mindset, because a lot of my videos here are very much about practicality. How do you do? Well, here, look. How do you make a chili? But actually, if your mindset isn't right, how are you going to get there in the first place? And I guess I couldn't believe at the time that people could kind of move, if you like, from one part of financial wealth and security to another part. So I think recently, I've said it in another video, I sent a very old book of mine to a friend of mine who sent me back a WhatsApp saying, did you mean to send me this? You've got stuff written in it. And I was like, oh my God, is that so embarrassing? And my business plan at the time was like inconceivable to me. It was to buy 20, £100,000 houses, i.e. have a 2 million portfolio, which, you know, we surpassed so long ago. But when I was sat on that side of the barrier, I couldn't conceive that you could have a 2 million portfolio, whereas now you're sat on the other side, you don't see the barrier anymore. So Think and Grow Rich was really useful for kind of reducing down the barrier. Hope that's useful. Bye.